Hey everyone, welcome to the 3D Motorcycles channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the most fundamental and most misunderstood aspects of motorcycle riding, cornering. I'm really excited to share my experience, techniques, and knowledge about how to handle your motorcycle smoothly, safely, and confidently through the twisties. Whether you're a new rider or a seasoned one, what we're talking about today will absolutely change the way you think about turning your motorcycle. Let's get into it. So first things first, counter steering. When, why, and how does it actually work? Here's the key truth. A motorcycle only turns when it leans. That's the physics of it. No lean, no turn. Period. And the primary way to make a motorcycle lean is through counter steering. Yes, that strange, almost illogical thing that confuses every beginner. To turn left, you actually push the left handlebar forward. To turn right, you push the right handlebar forward. It sounds backwards, but it's exactly how your motorcycle wants to move. If you've ever wondered why that's true, or if it still feels like magic, stay with me. Because once you understand what's really happening, everything about cornering starts to make sense. Now every rider uses counter steering, whether they realize it or not. The question isn't if you're doing it, but how consciously and how effectively you're doing it. The more aware and deliberate you are, the more control you have. Counter steering is not the same as hanging off. Those are two completely different techniques and you should never mix them up. With counter steering, your job is to apply pressure to the handlebar, not to hit it. And that's a big difference. A hit is a short, sharp movement. It's jerky, sudden, and can unsettle the motorcycle. A push, on the other hand, is smooth, progressive, and builds pressure gradually. That's the motion you want. And remember, you're not supposed to be pushing through the entire corner. Your goal is simply to apply pressure until the motorcycle has achieved the desired lean angle and trajectory, usually somewhere around the midpoint of the corner, if your entry and steering input were chosen well. Now, one small downside of counter steering. Compared to other steering techniques, it can sometimes make you over-lean the motorcycle. That's where body position comes into play. So why do we even lean in the first place? Simple. To counteract centrifugal force. When you go around a curve, physics tries to throw you to the outside. The lean is your way of balancing that force. But here's the trade-off. The more you lean, the less tire contact patch you have with the asphalt. Less contact means less grip, and less grip means less margin for error, especially on rough, uneven, or wet roads. That's where our second tool comes in. Hanging off, or what I like to call unloading the motorcycle. By shifting your body mass toward the inside of the turn, you reduce how much the motorcycle itself needs to lean. You're essentially sharing the cornering load between your body and the motorcycle. That gives you better stability, more traction, and a bigger safety buffer. Imagine taking the same corner at the same speed and line, one time sitting straight and one time with your body leaned into the corner. The second way, your motorcycle will always be at a shallower lean angle. That's the beauty of hanging off. So how do you hang off correctly? Your upper body, starting from your head, should move sideways into the corner. Not forward, not backward, sideways. Your goal is to align your head and torso toward the inside of the turn, while your outside arm naturally straightens a little. Now a crucial point, your arm isn't what moves your body, your back is. Your arms stay relaxed and neutral. It's your spine and core that anchor you. Your legs hold you in place, especially the outside leg, which presses firmly into the tank. Think of your outer arm as a gauge. If it's straightening, you're hanging off correctly. The more you hang off, the more it extends. It's your visual indicator, not your lever. Why start from the head? Because of so-called tower effect. If you push the top of a tower, it falls easily, right? That's exactly what happens when you initiate movement from your head. You shift your center of gravity far more efficiently. Here's one golden rule. You hang off first, then the motorcycle leans, never the other way around. For street riding, though, I don't recommend full race-style hanging off with your hips far off the seat. That's not necessary, and it can even be dangerous in city conditions. But subtle body shifts, engaging your core, and using your legs for support, that's always beneficial. Your legs are one of the most underrated tools for motorcycle control. They stabilize you, anchor you, and allow the upper body to stay relaxed. If you're turning left, your right outside leg should press firmly against the tank. That pressure helps the motorcycle transition more smoothly and predictably into the corner. If you're unsure about hip position, here's an easy test. Sit slightly back on your seat, keep your weight low on your tailbone, and lightly rest your body against the tank. This posture automatically engages your back muscles and keeps your core stable. Now let's talk about cornering lines, because even perfect body position won't save a poorly planned trajectory. Good cornering starts with vision. Where you look is where you go. You always want the widest possible entry into a corner. That gives you better visibility, smoother control, and more time to adjust. Your goal is to pick your steering point and steering intensity so that you enter wide and exit tight. In the middle of the turn, you should already be preparing your line toward the exit. Ideally, you'll clip the inside of the corner smoothly, then transition toward the outside edge as you straighten out. That requires one key ingredient, the steering point. This is where your counter-steering input begins. Maintain a clean circular line. No mid-corner corrections, no zigzag. And here's a good rule of thumb. Treat any visual obstacle, a curb, a divider, a guardrail, as if it's the end of your corner. That mindset helps you start turning earlier and smoother rather than reacting too late. Remember, the entry is the part of the corner you can actually see and control. What's beyond the apex might be unpredictable. Gravel, oil, traffic. So plan smart, not blind. Now let's put it all together. Counter-steering plus hanging off plus line control. To initiate a left turn, gently push on the left handlebar. To go right, push on the right. The stronger and quicker the push, the faster the motorcycle will lean. Start slow, don't force it. Keep a relaxed grip, a steady throttle, and let your body guide the motion. Look through the corner. Lean with your head first and trust the process. At first, this coordination between counter-steering and body input might feel awkward, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Now, for training. You can't just understand this stuff, you need to feel it. Start on an open, safe area, a parking lot or training field. Begin with large, smooth ovals. Work on initiating turns with your body first, then with gentle bar pressure. Keep a constant radius, constant throttle, and learn how your motorcycle reacts. Once you're comfortable, move to a wider slalom, cones spaced about 15-20 meters apart. Keep your speed around 25 kilometers per hour at first. The challenge isn't speed, it's smoothness. Don't twist the bars. Instead, use your body to flow from side to side, guiding the motorcycle with your weight. As you improve, gradually increase speed and tighten spacing. Then, try the classic figure 8. In this exercise, you'll rely purely on counter-steering. Initiate the turn, hold your line, then relax your arms once the motorcycle is leaned over. Remember, you push then release. You don't keep pushing through the whole corner, that's key. Relax your shoulders, keep your eyes up, and let the motorcycle do the work. Soon you'll notice how precise your movements become. Your hands will barely move, but the motorcycle will respond instantly. When you've mastered that, test your accuracy. Set yourself a target. At 25-30 kilometers per hour, can you steer around an obstacle within 5 meters? If you can, you're already above average. This exercise teaches not just control, but timing, when to brake, when to steer, and how to combine them fluidly. Speaking of braking, always finish your braking before you start steering. Now time for one of my favorite tips, the universal exercise. Turn right using hanging off, then immediately turn left using only counter-steering, then reverse it. You'll notice how each method feels. Hanging off gives you a smoother, more flowing, stable turn. Counter-steering alone makes the motorcycle turn quicker, sharper, but with a steeper lean. Neither is better. They serve different purposes. Counter-steering is ideal for tight, quick, reactive turns, like swerving or emergency maneuvers. Hanging off is perfect for long, sweeping curves, where stability and traction matter most. In reality, you'll often combine both. A little counter-steer to initiate, a little body lean to stabilize. And of course, experiment. Feel what your motorcycle likes. Every model, every rider, every setup is slightly different. And remember, don't practice this on busy roads. Use a controlled environment, a parking lot, a training area, or even better, a racetrack. If you're new, start on a practice range. If you're experienced, the track is your best teacher. The more you practice, the more intuitive your control becomes. And that is the real secret. making technique automatic so you can focus on the ride itself. Ride safe, stay curious, and keep learning. Because the moment you think you've mastered riding, that is the moment you stop improving. As always, with passion and respect for the craft. See you on the road. And do hit the like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comment section.